Guys, just want to do a mic check. Can you hear me all right? Let me know in the chat, por favor. It's not too loud on the music side. Cool. Awesome. Let me go ahead and get started because I don't know how much time I've got today, but we got a lot of stuff to cover. Stream is intended to be used for educational purposes only, not intended to be used as financial advice. Hope you guys are doing well. Market's pretty crazy, but it's kind of consistent. We've seen like the past few months, I guess, yeah, pretty much past few months. It's weekends have been dead. Nothing's been going unless the stock market's open on the U.S. side. New York exchange. So we've seen a little opening, a little stuff on the Asia opens, but not too much, honestly. A little volatility on Sunday nights, but for the most part, walk you through where we're at. There's not a lot of plays right now. That's why you haven't seen me even posting much on Twitter. Normally I'm just dumping charts on Twitter, but right now I'm just super chilled out, trying to preserve capital, as you guys should be too. But if this is your specialty, go for it, right? A lot of rainbow traders scalp like crazy. I don't personally, but unless it's absolutely buying pain. But right now I wanted to point out like where we're at and what my thoughts are, I guess. Anyway, no, not financial advice at all. So let me go back. I guess let me look at where we are right now. So Bitcoin took a huge dump here, and a lot of this was the market capitulating, but this is also like Luna absolutely nuking, and Luna just destroyed everything that had a dollar paired to it, which is everything, right? So we had a lot of issues here, and frankly, I'm looking at the wrong chart. Go back to Coinbase. I like the Coinbase charts the best. So we had a really crazy candle on Coinbase, went all the way down to like 20, almost 25,000 flat. And the alts completely died. Everybody panicked. And if you don't know, when capitulation happens, the big boys, the big whales, they run to dollars, they run to stables, they run to Bitcoin, and on this particular occasion, they ran to Ethereum as well, which is interesting. Normally they don't. Normally it's just Bitcoin and cash is what they flee to, because that's the least likely asset to just completely fall off the chart, right? So that's where that's at as far as I'm concerned. And it was interesting. We saw capitulation on the Bitcoin pair, but the data was kind of skewed from like the whole Luna thing. And right now my big question is gun to my head, I think this is forming a bottom. But the stock markets don't look bottom, so I'm really weirded out by it because I think the S&P 500 is about to fall off a cliff. But I don't think Bitcoin doesn't look like it. So my question is this going to be like a 4-leg rainbow reversal bottom, which is kind of white coffee, and in which it goes down, forms a big creek, comes down, we jump the creek, and then we go full hedge up. We start SOSing and then we walk out? Or are we going to do the diagonal version of this, which is way more painful, where we start setting lower lows, right? And then we go, I don't know. Or the S&P 500, monkeypox, everything just goes and we nuke. And we go to La La Land. I don't really know yet. But the thing that is what you see me kind of just waiting for is I don't know where drive number 2 is. And we haven't seen it yet. So regardless, that's why I'm not posting a lot, not wanting to trade a lot, because I don't know if this is going to be sideways accumulation, and I don't know, or if it's going to be like the downward style. So we're dead center in the range that we currently have, but we don't have it like confirmed yet because I don't have drive number 2. As soon as we get like a drive number 2 and it holds, I really am confident in my ranges. But right now I'm not confident in my ranges because frankly the Bitcoin bottom, this wasn't as violent as it was back in May of 2021 when all the exchanges got knocked off the grid. I don't think we had pretty much any major exchange go offline during this, which is a big deal. In my opinion, true capitulation takes out Binance, takes out Coinbase, takes out FTX. Now back in May of 20 this, so this was the sideways capitulation of the last summer, right? That candle there shut down Binance and actually shut down FTX. And then we went sideways for a while, right? And this completely chewed up everybody. Now, with that being said, like I said, I haven't seen drive number 2 yet. So I'm not really sure where we're at. This being your creek, this being a fake out, kind of a Bart Simpson, and then that's the jump across the creek. So I'm waiting to kind of find like where's my range high area and where's my second drives down. And I don't have that yet. So that's why I'm like just kind of pumping the brakes, because over here I've only got this front part. I don't know what's happening next, because the other thing is if this is just preliminary support, we're going to drop another level and then go sideways or a thing down and then come up, right? Or we just keep crypto dies. I don't know. But that's my point. I don't know yet. And as I think his name's Treebeard on crypto Twitter, don't diddle in the middle. And we're in the middle right here. So you can see the whale prints breaking the range down, and you can see the whites printing is where we stopped. So we've got an idea of like the high and the low where we're at. Hey, thank you for the follow. But we're dead center, and the markets are closed. So like this is dead time, and the volume's off, right? Like there's no volume, there's no big major buys or anything right now. So anyway, that's why I'm not so crazy right now. Like usually I'm wanting to make a lot of bids and whatnot, but just learning to be patient, because when we I want to catch stuff down here and then start offloading it in these ranges, especially if I can get some alts, because the alts died off a lot harder than this. So thank you for the other follow. So anyway, that's where I'm at, like macro wise. I'm waiting for this to move, and I've got alerts set above it, I've got alerts set below it. I'm just waiting. I really don't have an idea yet. Now with that being said, no, wrong one. Well, the volume's kind of dead. The anchored OBV has been doing something interesting. So as we kind of talked about before, this is flat as it gets. I mean, if you ran an EMA across this, it would be like that. But check out anchored OBV. It is running up. So we've got a bullish divergence on the OBV. Now this doesn't always hit, and OBV can sometimes just nuke, right? But right now we have a bullish divergence on OBV, and I'll show you how this exact setup, this exact formula is on like 50. I mean, just about every alt is forming this pattern right now. So like, let me show you Zcash. So I think Zcash is doing it too. Zcash actually flipped it bullish. Now let me see what's going on. Neo was another one. Jeez. So yeah, exact same chart, right? So if we're gonna swing for a range high, now I don't think we're gonna V bottom out of this. I don't think. So what the whales are gonna do is they're gonna push this up, and right around at these top pivots, they're gonna take profit, and everyone thinks we're gonna go north, and it'll come back and retest. Is likely what'll happen. So don't get faked out here, but play the hell out of this if it does break. Set your alerts, because these things are setting up with bull divs, right? We've seen the bears push this all the way down. Well print, print all these RSIs, tag the bottom of the VWAP rainbow, and then look at the colors. We're going sideways, and the colors are getting weaker. So that tells me either the bears are completely done, or they're taking their time to fuel up and then go for drive number 2. But if they don't come up and show up for drive number 2, all the people that are building bags here are going to go for a swing high on the range. This is how this normally plays out. So if what you can do is wait for a massive breakout is really what you want to see. And the pattern that I'm looking for, has already played out on people. So this one nuked a little more than the others, but essentially this is what we want to see the others do. And so far, this is one of the only alts I've noticed that actually has done it so far. But look at the whale prints. Boom, 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 boom. They tagged the other side of the rainbow. They tagged these pivots wicked into them. So this would be like your major TP area where you would take your profit. And now they're going to bleed it back down, right? And maybe go up for another swing high. But this is the pattern that we want to see the others do. If we're right. Maybe Monday morning everything goes crazy, but like we can even look at Litecoin. Litecoin's the same thing, just hasn't taken off yet. But I know where I'm gonna get it. What is going on? There it is. So yeah, same thing. This is going sideways. OBV is going up. Volume's kind of crappy and low right now, but regardless, we shall see. And the same thing for Litecoin. Like you're just gonna have to watch these. If these start all breaking out the same, just start going down and down the list and see where you can get your positions, and run these up till they tag here. And the Rainbow Trends is just flat out telling you this is where they're gonna offload. Not every indicator is perfect, but this is how I look at it, and this is how I play accordingly. Because this is up to you. Like, don't get greedy. If we get a huge jump in price for 30% on freaking Litecoin, you better be taking some profit, buddy. I don't care who you are. Because Litecoin's not going to just go straight through this parabolic. Short of them dropping some crazy news like the Target news that ended up being fake. They have got so much resistance above them. And also look at how many things are like triple printed here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 pivots here. So all these major pivots from the previous range are a huge floor. So, but you want to make 30% on a Litecoin trade. This is what I think's about to pop if it does go north. Yeah. No, I didn't play people. Frankly, I don't know what it is, Baldy. So I don't know. Isn't that the Constitution coin where they were going to buy a copy of the United States Constitution? I don't know. So let me catch up. So it's not financial advice. I set all my alerts on TradingView. That's all I do. But back to this, and this is kind of interesting, and this is kind of why coffee in. There's your preliminary support. There's your low end of your drive, right? So bam, bam. And if we do a full rainbow reversal, that's like a 3-leg. Looks like that. But it'll be really, really easy. The TP bot will sit there and start spitting out take profits all over the place when we start getting the range highs. So just like, don't be greedy, because this is the thing. And I call these slingshot plays. Like Bitcoin nuked, right? But these nuked way harder. All the alts completely bled out. Like we can even go look at Doge. Like Doge, whew. You ever hear Allcoin Sherpa talk about wicking into resistance? That's wicking into support right there. So we shall see. Sorry, my zoom is all over the place. Hey Jane, this is my first YouTube stream, so thanks for joining the chat. We're also on Twitch, but Twitch is the main one. But anyway, look at this. It's the same thing. So what I'm just telling you guys is, like, if we go north, there's a lot of alt plays here. Take your profits on these rainbow pivots. You know, TP1, TP2, TP3, whatever. But I think it's going to do this for a while. Or go north. Or south, sorry. I don't know yet. But there's Doge. You saw Neo. We saw Neo. Bcash is another one. Bcash looks pretty good. Right? So that kind of actually looks like an inverted head and shoulders, right? Woohoo! But regardless, the main point, Rainbow Trends is telling you the bears are weakening. Are they fueling up, or are they going to let the bulls take it? Well, if they let the bulls take it, that's likely where they're going to show up. So this is the same pattern across all alts. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because it's boring, right? None of them are really breaking out right now, and just about all of them have the same bull div on the anchored OBV. So, anyway, moving on. Another thing I wanted to point out on Bitcoin, which was interesting to me, is funding. So let me switch up the charts because this is going to take a minute. Let's switch over to Coinbase or Binance. Funding. So let me switch up. This is the old one. There's the funding indicator, and there's funding candles. Sorry. Yeah. So this is where we're at on funding, and this is what's been really interesting. And I've pointed this out a bunch of times. We had a funding area here in which the indicator is telling you that the bulls were paying a premium for spot. It means that when the whales are paying a premium for spot, they're building long-term bags to offload later or turn into leverage. And this accumulation period has been nuts, but we haven't left it yet. You thought this was nuts. This is like triple the time that they've been building bags and paying ungodly amounts of money for spot trading. So they've just been paying for crazy amounts of money to get spot long instead of leverage long. With that being said, we are about pulled out of it. Now this could go right back down. This is not a, you just have to wait for this to print. As it prints, this could come right back down again, right? But it looks like it's trying to go for it. And once we get into the red cycle, that's when the bears, or that's when the bulls start leveraging. So all these sections here, right? Big rallies, big rallies. And that was the crazy rally over here. All of this. So if all the world's doom and gloom and I see that the whales are going to start paying for longs, it tells me that we're going to go north, is how you interpret that. So you can't see this on a normal chart. This is some real special stuff. This took me forever to code, and it damn near breaks TradingView servers. But regardless, it's telling you maybe they're about to start leveraging long. Maybe. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Now, one of the things I also wanted to point out on this is, let me turn on all the other exchanges, and it's going to completely kill it. Give it a second. Whoa, did we lose? Hold on. Just give me a red exclamation point. Hey, Kamagara. Make sure you give that dude a follow. He's OG Rainbow, and he's out of Turkey. Cool dude. Come on, bud. Like I said, this thing damn near kills their server, so I apologize, TradingView. Well, it may not work. Let me redo it. Just reapply it to the chart. So that's just Binance. So let me add FTX, Deribit, Bybit, BitMEX, Huobi, or however you say it. One of the things that I noticed, we'll just leave this down here and I'll fix it later, was how bad the other exchanges nuked during this time of price action. So when we came down, like all the exchanges, like 4 of them completely went off the map and completely got out of balance, and the balance is trying to repair itself. So that's the one caveat, is while Binance looks like it's about to come back up and cross over into the leverage positions, these are repairing themselves and trying to get their order books back into shape. And I honestly don't know if Binance moving up is in relationship to this. I don't know. Because you can see, like, we haven't had really nukes like that except here, which one's the white one? Huobi. So I'm watching this. These are going to eventually recover, and it'll be really interesting if all of them go up. So I don't know yet. Just food for thought. Hey, what's up, dude? So let me put that back. So that's Bitcoin. Wait till next week. There's news all over the place with the war, Oil prices are going nuts. Also, like, they're talking about monkeypox now. So, like, I don't know. Because if the so I guess, like, back up. Like, all the alts bow down to the king, and the king is Bitcoin. With that being said, Bitcoin bows down to the S&P 500. So I don't care who you are, they're not decoupled yet, and we can prove that. And that's why I'm really focused on the S&P 500, which I normally don't focus on most of the year. But the S&P 500 is big deal. And let me turn off all this. Funding candles actually look kind of cool, so I'll leave those on, even though they're not funding candles for this. It just looks cool. So anyway, this is a hacked up chart, and I've got channel walking markers here. But basically, this is the S&P 500, and we had some tops printed. The TP bot was all over this, and we've been coming down. And the big area of contention was like 4,100 to like 4,300, and we bounced off of it a bunch of times, and then we finally broke through. And now it's been panicking, and it's been trying to hold $4,000. And we went into it, rallied above it, came back down, and then we had this really weird candle here, which was absolutely crazy. Now, if you don't know, Jerome Powell with the Fed is increasing rates, and he's going to keep increasing rates. Why? Because inflation's through the roof. So the Fed will increase their loan rates to deal with inflation, because they're trying to deal with inflation, but they're doing it too late. So things are going to get violent, because the problem is when the rates go up, markets go down. In addition to that, he's got $9 trillion, I think, on his balance book. I don't remember the exact spec. And he's going to be offloading about, I think it's 80 billion, give or take. I don't know, 50, 80 billion, something like that. They're going to be doing it every month. And guess when they're going to start doing that? If you don't know, it's June 1st. So that is when the Fed starts offloading their balance sheet. So not only are they increasing rates, which makes the banks not want to invest in the stock market, they're going to now have an artificial government seller on the market. Now, during the whole COVID dip, during this whole COVID time, since COVID was here, yeah, during this whole COVID time, and ignore these well prints because the S&P data is jacked up on TradingView, the Fed had the rates at like 0. So 0% rates, damn near, if they weren't actually 0. And they were artificially stimulating the market by buying, right? So the whole time, the Fed is just buying bonds, buying stocks, buying all types of stuff. They got $9 trillion worth of stuff they've accumulated artificially. So the market had a big artificial bullish whale, essentially. And now, I think it was in April or March, some time frame, they quit buying. So they were buying the whole way up. They stopped buying. They started increasing rates, right? So they're increasing rates. And now they're going to start selling come June 1st. And they're also going to keep increasing rates as they do June 1st. With that being said, as bearish as all that sounds, all I'm trying to do is, like, I'm not betting on the economy to fail. That's the last thing I want. But by God, I want to be ahead of it. So if it's going to happen, I want to be able to take advantage of the stuff I know that's coming. This is beyond TA. This is the world markets of, like, what's happening. June 1st, I know there's going to be an artificial bearish seller on the market that the S&P 500 will have to absorb. And the S&P 500 typically goes down when that happens. In addition to that, rates are going to keep coming up. So the people that would invest naturally with borrowed money are not doing that anymore because the rates are too high. So there's a bottom coming on the S&P 500. There's arguments to say we're bottom tier TA wise technically, but in my opinion, we're not bottomed until Jerome takes over and is done. And then the question is does the Fed really have the control to reverse a market? Because right now they have the ability to send the market down. Then the question is, will the market come back once he lets go? Now he thinks he is, and they're talking like, hey, once we do all that stuff, and whatever, it's going to come back up. But that's an assumption we haven't seen yet. So we haven't had this hawkish Fed for a very long time. So they're trying to save the dollar. The dollar's dying. So just keep that in mind. The whole Fed's goal right now is to save the dollar, not to save this S&P 500 or the market. So be very cognizant. Like, it's not on your side to deal with that. But with that being said, like, you guys are going to be potentially get an opportunity to have a generational bottom on the S&P 500. So take advantage of it. It's not that I'm being bearish and I want to short this market into oblivion and see people lose money and lose their 401k. That's going to happen regardless. I want you guys to be ahead of it. So that's how we're looking at things, is like, I'm looking for my rainbow bottoms. I want to see what the rainbow trend indicator is going to hit, and I can start offloading. I personally sold everything I had in my 401k back around this time frame, and it's just sitting cash. So I'm in position to take advantage of this. Now, I didn't call the top, but I got enough to where I'm in technical profit now. But one of the other thing we've got to realize is, so like, where does this end? Sorry, this is just dumping you guys with so much data. Where does this really end? I don't know, but I can say the Rainbow Trends tells us there will be contentions at 3,600, 3,400, and 3,200. And if we get through 3,200, we might be going down to like 28, 29. I don't really know, but that's going to take some time to get there, well into 2023. Now, with that being said, gun to my head, like, what's the most likely scenario? And this is total crystal ball, but we've got midterms coming up in September, and the S&P 500 tends to be bullish as hell in Q4 when we have midterm elections, historically. Like, October, November, December, Q4 normally takes off after we have an election. That is a big election coming up, especially with gas prices pumping like $5 or $6 a gallon right now across the nation, which is recession fuel. The higher you get that gas price, the lower the S&P 500 will go. So, to me, I think there's argument that this white box is where we're going to have our generational bottom. That's my current theory, and I've got a way to confirm it, and I'll show you guys that real quick. And with that being said, when I think I've got the S&P 500 bottom, generational bottom identified, I'm buying up. I mean, I'm already DCAing a bunch of stuff in crypto, but like, that's where I'm really going to just like I'm going to start eating ramen, sipping gas, doing whatever I can to just accumulate as much coin as I can. And I've got a theory, and I'll run you guys through it. So I think we've got from now until September, October to print a bottom on the S&P 500. And if we time a peace treaty with Russia around the same time, or the whole war stops, that's even better. We can have, say we have our midterms and then they get a peace treaty that Russia's pulling out of Ukraine. Boom, send it, right? People are going to go nuts. We're going to get a God candle. I don't care who you are. It may not be sustained, but like, we're going to get a God candle when Ukraine hits and declares victory or truce, whatever you want to call it. It's absolute god-awful war. But anyway, I have a theory, and I will show you guys this. A lot of people watch crude, and I watch crude too, but I watch diesel. And why do I watch diesel instead of gasoline? Well, the entire backbone of the S&P 500 runs on diesel, because if the products can't ship, the products don't consume diesel. So we're going to do a little compare function here. We're going to put the S&P 500 on a new pane, and then I'll answer some questions once I walk you guys through this, because this is kind of a long thing. So this is the S&P 500 on the bottom. This is diesel. And if you notice something, when the S&P 500, I'm sorry, wait a minute, that's not right. I just got everything reversed. Well, anyway, the one thing to notice, I need to come back more prepared, I apologize, but the one thing I wanted you guys to notice, and these are synced to scale, when the S&P bottoms, so does diesel. And my theory is that when diesel bottoms, compared to the S&P 500. It's a sign that the market has actually gotten to the point where they're shipping less 18-wheelers, they're shipping less Amazon trucks, they're shipping less container ships, and the need for diesel goes away. And the one thing we're seeing right now is diesel going up and the S&P 5 going down. So what I'm wanting to see, and we've seen this in the past, I had a great drawing of this. I may have to go back and dig it up on Twitter. But essentially what we've seen in the past, and that is the right ticker, SXP, is typically diesel will go parabolic while the S&P 500 tops out. And the one thing we've also noticed is that, so the S&P will start going down, diesel will start going up, but they'll come down and they'll roughly bottom at the same place. So we see it here that they bottom roughly at the same place, and then the market kept continuing on. And we've seen a similar bottom in the past too as well. You can see some bottoms here that align. And I'm on log right now, so we'd have to zoom in to really see it, but just to get us through this real quick, and then I'll answer some questions. So in my opinion, what I'm really looking for to re-enter my 401k, yeah, there it is. This is the big boy one. This is the 2008. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you, and I look like a complete imbecile amateur streamer here. This is the 2008 crash. This was the big crash that we have in our memory, right? S&P went down. Fuel went parabolic. Diesel fuel went parabolic. So counterintuitive. S&P down, diesel up. But they both bottomed at the same exact time. And that's when the market completely crashed. And then they took back off. So what I'm watching here is I can tell you if the S&P 500 looks bottomed around September, right? Around midterms. If the S&P is hanging out wherever it is in the level, I don't really care the price. But if it's starting to show like some sign of support and diesel is free falling, like the first sign of resistance or support, like I'm going back all in with my 401k. So I'll be in profit regardless at that point. If I miss the bottom, that's fine. But that's my theory with diesel and the S&P 500, tied in with midterm elections, tied in with monkeypox, tied in with Ukraine. And I sound like a crazy person, but I hope that makes sense. So, anyway. But yeah, diesel has to crash. And US, if you look at crude oil, it doesn't match up like this, but diesel does. And it's just flat out is the 18-wheelers and the trains and everything quit running. So, anyway. Jane from YouTube goes, I'm interested in learning and trying to create an indicator. Go look at the tutorials, and it's all in PineScript through TradingView. And I just self-taught myself. I just started reading the source code of indicators until I could start making my own. Took years, but it's how I learned. Market is all about correlation. Yeah. So I mean, let's be real, guys. My gas bills are through the roof. I drive 65 miles a day, and it's like my truck is parked. I'm just driving my little BRZ right now. Like, my wife's complaining about how much she's paying at the pump, and we don't have any short-term relief in sight. With all honesty, you're talking 2 years to get the oil field industry to bring any new oil wells online, and that's assuming they have the equipment available. If you don't have the equipment, add 2 years. Because if you went to a subsea tree manufacturer today and said, hey, I want a Christmas tree to put in the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico and make a bunch of money, they're like, all right, well, that's fine, we'll take your money, but it'll be 2 years before we get to it. We got to go get the big forgings out of Italy. We got to go do manufacturing, qualification testing, all that. Then we could ship it to you, and you better already have a well drilled and ready. But since we're talking all about oil, and I can calm down, that I wrapped it all up. I wanted to point out how damn good the TP indicator is with 4-hour oil. Holler at your boy. This thing was not designed. This thing was originally designed for crypto. It is just absolutely killing it on oil. But this bull pennant on oil is breaking. And check out the pivots. Check out the pivots, guys. You can see like swing failure pattern there, some contention there. broke there. RSI plus the TP indicator lighting it up. Inverted head and shoulders there. Now it looks like we're going to be trying to walk it back up. So this is your recession fuel. If this thing keeps just trucking north, the S&P 500 is going to keep trucking south. So I work in the oil industry full time. Like, I don't want, as awesome as it would be to have $150 oil, that's not good for the economy. Like, I can't imagine what the 18-wheeler drivers are going through right now. I honestly can't. And I can't imagine $10 diesel, but Tesla is dropping an electric 18-wheeler soon. So, but bring on the power grid failures if we plug that much stuff into the grid every night. A clap from Italy. Hey, Siente. It matches. That's cool. 4-digit fuel up. True. I mean, my argument. Well, they can't charge us more than $9.99. Our pumps don't have enough digits on them, right? Or maybe we just go European style where they start charging it by the liter. Which will then royally piss off Americans because we're getting less for more money, and then got that whole metric system argument that's going to upset people. But there's oil, there's alts, there's crypto. But yeah, that's the main rundown of where I am with it, and where I think you guys are going to get your money is going to be your alts if they break that pattern that I covered earlier. Like, you can see XTZ starting to try to do it. TRX has been oddly bullish. I don't know why, but TRX has kind of been insulated from all the free falls. I don't know what Justin's doing, Tron or whatever his name is, Suntron. But man, just look at these. Same pattern, OBV. That OBV is not the best, but AVAX, Quantum. Like, tell me that's not a bull div. And then just glancing at this chart, there's your TP area. And that's what's like so awesome. Like, no indicator's perfect. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's super secret above the others. But like, I can't look at this chart and tell you where the take profits are. I'm really, really glad we have that bot looking over our shoulders, because that's a lot easier to deal with. Because I know there's heavy, heavy contention there. Be really cool if we saw some whale prints show up. Soul as well. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, but look at all these freaking bull divs, man. You can see, like, I've got alerts set. I'm waiting for them to break. And it may be this evening when the Asia market opens. I mean, look at comp. That's sick. Because these are all like 30-40% swing trades. So like, if they all start breaking, it's like literally go find one. Like if they start going one by one doing this, right? Just go find the others that look like this on the VWAP rainbow with a bull div and just get in position until it rotates, because they'll start rotating through one by one, and then we'll get what I call the slingshot plays. Uni looks great. You can see I've got an indicator on Uni. Link, I've got an indicator alert too. XLM always baits me. Filecoin baits me, but I have an alert. XMR's kind of already taken off. Baycash. I think I meant to set an alert on that, but didn't. But anyway. Yeah. I have the one indicator that doesn't work on Luna. You know what? You're gonna call me out like that. I do need to show you something. Man, Camugera, if you hadn't listened to the sell signal here on the daily, you would have taken profit at $111 before it went to 0.00000. But this is the definition of holy crap. Bear. I don't even know if I've seen that many bear prints on dailies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got a bullish one there. The rest are crazy. And I don't know what's going on with this, but I hate to see it. People got rugged. People had this stuff in like cold term storage, millions of dollars worth, and they woke up with nothing. I've heard of at least 12 suicides over it, so not super happy with that dude. But anyhow, but check out this. This is cool. This is Ethereum on the daily. Check out these sell prints. Ding. The top of the rainbows on pinks. There's your other one. And then we're back to this pivot order block. I mean, this is what's crazy. Is like, I know pivots hit, but when people ask me why the whales pay attention to this, I don't know. That's to the cent, 1770 cents, which was a pivot printed on June 22nd, 2021. So almost 11 months later, they came down and touched that pivot. Absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. It's cool though. I mean, you want to talk about like bullish market reversals? There's your 3-leg rainbow reversal. Bam, bam, bam into the rainbow. Maybe we're gonna get another bam, bam, and then go. And that would kind of align with maybe Q4 taking off. So I don't know. Erase all that. Thanks for the follow. My friend had a short position at 70 before Luna hit 120. He was so close. Oh man. Did you see the guys who shorted that? They shorted it from like $100 down to like 0, and the exchanges literally cut the trading pair. And when they cut the trading pair at like 0.002, it cut their short, but it cut their short in profit. So it was something like some of these guys were posting scalps they had done that were like $15,000. It was absolutely mental. I actually wanted to check on ExxonMobil. I forgot to check that. Yeah, boy. I hate to see it, but I do like ExxonMobil a lot, and they're gonna start mining Bitcoin on their oil platform or their oil rigs on land, which is really, really cool. But this thing's just going. Cause if you guys don't know, like, the U.S. oil infrastructure, like, there's not much we can do in the Gulf of Mexico or on the East Coast other than revive old wells, shove acid down their throats and get them free flowing again and get their barrels productions up, or try to fix any like integrity issues they have. But like, Exxon's one of the best at bringing wells back online, along with Shell. So these guys, I would bet on them for sure. Shell's kind of pulling back. It's crazy, that pivot. Bam, bam. Yeah, Jane. The TP indicator is available for everybody, but it's a separate subscription just because it's a full-on bot. Exxon, nasty, nasty, nasty. I mean, this is where you guys are at. ExxonMobil's pumping. Look at Tesla. Absolutely brutal. We've been trading the hell out of this range, and I've been posting Tesla charts for a while, especially because Rainbow Trends 4-hour Tesla is dead on with pivots, right? And you can see it when they built it here, well prints. And I think that sell signal was within 4 hours of Elon announcing. It was the day before Elon announced that he had sold his stock to pay taxes. So shout out to that indicator. And you can just see like all these well prints holding. It's crazy. So if you just want to scalp it, but maybe this goes down and bounces at 550, maybe. But right now, Elon is calling out government officials, even calling out the Clintons. So and now he's getting sexual accusations and stuff like that. So like, he's about to go through the muck, and Tesla will probably go down with it. You just know how that goes. Fight the establishment, you get wrecked. But man, this week was crazy for stocks. Did you guys see Apple free fall? Apple never does this. Like, COVID was the last time we touched the VWAP rainbow. And then 2018. So this is nuts. This is not normal. Apple normally can withstand this type of stuff, and it's pulled back 27%, which is insane on Apple. Costco was another one. So like, a lot of people are talking about like the S&P 500 is just gonna V-bottom. I don't see it, guys. And this is why. Like, Apple's pulling back 27%, Tesla's free falling. Thank you for the follow. Costco is notorious for being like a heavyweight and not really caring about the market because everybody needs Costco, right? Even when times are bad, they're loading up at Costco. But check out that sell signal. But if you didn't know, and this is quite comical but really crappy because people lost a lot of money. Do you see this whale print? Do you also know that somebody tweeted out that Costco was going to increase their deal on their hot dogs from $1.50 with a soda to $2.50? And the whole crypto Twitter and news organizations ran with it, even though it was from a parody account. So somebody, an obvious parody account, said they're going to increase it due to inflation, which is something the president has threatened to kill a board member over because they lose money on that deal. Costco went down 15% in a day on that tweet. A fake tweet. So, it's crazy. I think Walmart pulled back. Like, oh, this was another one. I read this one in depth enough to be deadly with it. And probably wrong about it. But Walmart free fell as well. Pink RSIs hitting the backside of the VWAP rainbow. But this one was really interesting. Target had a earnings report they dropped, and basically Target was, long story short, Target said like basically every bit of profit we were forecasting got destroyed by inflation and we didn't make any money. So she nuked. I mean, this is a 22% teleport. There's no candles here till we opened here. So things are not looking good. Like, in a general market, like, you don't want to see this stuff. And they're talking about baby shortage formulas. Is it JJ? Is Johnson and Johnson? No, Johnson. Yeah, J&J. There it is. Johnson and Johnson's up-ish. I guess they're going to be making baby formula. But, like, that's your big ones. Costco, Target, Walmart. If they're hurting, the rest of the market's going to be hurting. I mean, that's just pure blood in the water. Netflix, I haven't checked on it in a while. It had nuked earlier when they were talking about, I think they were going to add ads or something stupid like that, which is interesting because every time they increase prices or anything, it just nukes and then it ends up recovering like crazy. But this is nuts, guys. That's a 77% retrace on Netflix. So I'm actually watching this one because I want to buy some Netflix when this finally starts pulling north, but I don't think we're there yet. I think we're getting close. And then Amazon's another one I watch. Yeah, Amazon's getting hammered. Hammered. Fuel costs, like I said, like, just diesel and propane is how they get everything to you. So this is nuts. Netflix is in depth on top of that. Imagine. I don't know how you could be. I don't know how you get in depth on a streaming service, because you have projectable income from subscriptions. Like, they get paid monthly, right? It's not like they have to make deals and like, they have subscribers that come in and they don't have to worry about like ticket sales, right? They have to worry about subscription sales. Subscription sales are a lot less volatile than ticket sales, but if you don't buy a lot of intellectual property that's super expensive, you should generate revenue. But they missed their revenue by 60 million, so less than 1%, and their earnings were up. And here they were slightly up. Well, that's a big surprise actually on their earnings, but meh. Anyway, if you guys have any questions or you want me to look at other stuff, that's my whole rundown of the entire crypto market, oil. I haven't looked at uranium. I need to. Uranium was pulling back last time I looked at it. Yeah, this might be a good opportunity to buy. You came back and hit this pivot block and then ricocheted up, but if they really shut out Russia like long term, uranium's got to fly, because that's one of the only things that's got enough horsepower to fuel Europe. Because they're not going to just build coal plants in Europe, they're going to have to go nuclear and start splitting atoms. So, all right, Gala. Any particular exchange? That's on Coinbase. Oh, that thing went pretty bad, dude. I would just wait until it breaks, but with this one, it's not chopping horizontally, but it is getting weaker. I would maybe draw like, I don't know, I would draw a line, move it up, and then set an alert. You'll see though, if Bitcoin actually wakes up this week, which I'm not betting on it, but if it does, this thing can run and hit the other side of this rainbow, or at least that pivot would be my guess. All right, what else you guys got besides Gala? My next 4 weeks prediction is just watch the charts, man. See what the colors and the indicators say. And if you're new here, check us out at... No, I'm on the wrong one. There you go. Check us out at rainbow-trends.com. Still working on some other stuff, some new tools for it, as well as working with my boy Blake on some huge, awesome website design changes. Complete revamp, better explain the tools and stuff, and give you guys some better training material of how to use it and how to set it up. So, look at Sushi. Oh yeah, that one's awesome. I'm actually watching this one too. Great Bull Div. Thank you for the follow. Bull Div. And it's going sideways. And we're going, look, like we printed like purples and pinks on the RSI, white candles. And now it's like going to the right. We can probably even get whites on the red, yeah. So like, and that's the other thing is I can teach you guys, like if you're really skittish about like a scalp, put the TP bot on 30 minutes and it's super deadly for scalping. Now that's like a sell down here, that's not the best, but you would have hopefully taken those pivot in those yellows. But usually if I buy like something and I'm super scared about it, I'll set an alert on the 30-minute TP bot. Looks. Wait, that was on. That's Loom. What is Looks on? What I don't want to look at Bybit, but that looks awful. I wouldn't touch this until some serious volume or something showed up. I mean, you can see when the Bull Div flipped, or when the OBV flipped, it rallied and did the same thing here. But that one's, I don't like seeing stuff that can hang out below the VWAP rainbow for that long because it's so volatile. I'm scared to touch it. So it's just how it goes. We've got one person on YouTube watching, 46 in here. Yeah, I mean, don't try to knife catch this is one way to put it, because you could have knife caught it here at 70 cents and it's down to 50, and that would have just completely sucked. But the TP bot can at least navigate it. Is it Harmony, or is it actually called One? Oh, it's Harmony. Yeah. So it looks like you got a floor, because it slammed through and now it's kind of been going sideways. And you haven't really, I mean, that's a lower low than here, but we like to see it bleed out, and I like to see these colors go to red. because it means they're out of fuel, and then maybe the bull whales can come in and swing her up and hit 70 cents. So if you tag the breakout, that would be potentially like a 27% trade on spot you could do. And I don't care who you are, 20% trades are freaking awesome. What was another one? Yeah, I wanted to check ApeCoin, so that's now a top 20 coin or something like that. Oy, sure NFTs for you. Same thing, I mean, guys, most of these look just like this. Blowout, and they're weakening and they're compressing, but at the same time, like, it's wedging. So you gotta be careful because there'll be a volatility. Like, volatility is gonna happen, it's just a matter of when. I want to check KNC though. What a chart. This thing, we've been watching it since way back in the day, and it went on a full freaking run for an all-time high, and then it came back, and now we're here. I think the devs dumped it or something, I heard, but I don't know. But again, I don't want to touch this after this huge, crazy run. So we're gonna go back and look at the Zcash. I need to check the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, because that 2.0 is coming soon, looking like August, September time frame is what they're saying now. Yeah. I think Silbert bought the dip on this one. And that would be the obvious TP range if we came back up. Coinbase. Does this have my drawing? Nope. I think it's Binance. Yep. So I've had this drawing for a while, and it's not obviously not the clearest, but and this was a big deviation, but you can see the deviation respected that line on the way down before it finally broke back in. But right now we came all the way down here and double tapped, so maybe, just maybe, proof of stake hits and we send it. Maybe. And then Arthur Hayes, maybe his prediction of $10,000 Ethereum's hits, and we're all happy as can be. Can I do the reverse BTCF? I've never heard of these exchanges. So let me show you guys something, because you guys may not know this. So say there's not a pair you want to see. So I can type in BTC. We'll do BTC USD, but I want to see that price divided by FUSD T, and now I have a custom indicator and a custom thing. So this is basically how many Ethereum you can get for 1 Bitcoin. It's kind of interesting. So for the most part, 1 Bitcoin used to be 62 Ethereum. Then in 2020 it was 41. Now it's 15. Now it's 15 Ethereum per Bitcoin. So if proof of stake hits and it is bullish, you'll see this go down, and it'll start catching on the market cap of Bitcoin. I doubt it'll ever go $1 price over Bitcoin, but it's a good one. Is it possible to merge the TP indicator with other pairs at one chart? What do you mean, KMG? I could run dual charts, dual pane, like with a selective layout. And I could run a TP on either one of those. XCAD? Never heard of it. KMG, you gotta give me some insight on what you're saying. I don't fully understand. Typically 4 hours where you should go with just default rainbow stuff if when you're learning. And that's where I spend most of my time. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it right now. It is short time. But it hasn't printed a take profit, so. Dash is a name I have not heard of in a long time. Does it have a halving coming up or something? And that's the VWAP ribbon if you're not familiar with it. It's a free tool. So yeah, Dash got a bull div. Same pattern just like all the others. So, in my opinion, draw a line, set an alert on it. If it takes off, put an entry on a scale back. When it pulls back, enter it and see if it walks up. And I'll, you know, not to sound repetitive, but this is how Rainbow Trends is consistently profitable, is to hit that. You got 3 pivots there. You might get a wick into it, so above 75 be a good time to get out. I don't know what Dash is. Oh, DoorDash. Wow, you can tell I'm a professional streamer. I don't know about you, but my opinion is people are gonna quit paying out the butt for DoorDash stuff. With inflation as bad as it is. But with that being said, it's maybe a bottom. There's not a lot of history on it either. That's a thing. It's like if I can't go back and look like for a few years, I get a little sketched out. But because like you can see how long it rode down the rainbow there. We're deep in the same one, but maybe you can. So can you search for multiple screeners with alerts? KMG, I honestly don't use the screener function in TradingView. So I don't know. I'd have to look into that. I think you have access to the TP bot, but like I know TradingView has screeners, but I honestly don't use them. Yeah, we can check daily. I mean, maybe. The earnings were shit. That's the thing though, man. Like if, I don't know. I mean, what are the other ones? Uber Eats? That's Uber. Jeez, that's the COVID crash, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, hell, that may be just something you DCA into for the rest of the year. Because it's not like these are going to go away. Yeah, maybe. I don't trade this stuff, so I can't really speak like an expert to it. But in my opinion, Uber, I mean, the indicator's telling you it's in the buy area, but it's one of those ones where I'd have to listen to what the indicator's saying to nudge me into buying. But you could watch this thing easily rotate out of colors and just wait for your confirmation there. But that's pretty damn deep into the VWAP rainbow on some whites. The RSI is not fully tagged out, but later, KMG. Does anybody know who makes monkeypox vaccines? Because that might be some biotech we might want to long. Just saying. This is just an old sheet of a buddy who would have me look at option trading stuff for him. That's Pfizer. Yeah, Pfizer's not dying right now. Wayfair's dying. I don't know what Vail is. Cisco, what a nuke on Cisco. So that might be a good buy soon. PBR. Oh, that's Petrobras. Yeah, Petrobras is going to go. They've got oil in Brazil and US. McDonald's is going to be hiring all the crypto guys, so that's bullish. But check out that pivot. Check out that pivot on the 4 hour. The pivot held, RSI bleed out, and a whale print. Now it's moving back up. Thank you, sir. Starbucks going down. People are not going to be paying for their $12 lattes. CVS, just chilling. KMX, grinding. Enphase Energy, Netflix. Is that Nike? If Nike could freaking get Jordan 1s in stock, they'd be doing a little bit better than $108 per share. That looks awesome. Verizon. I want to zoom out on this because this is, I don't know why it nuked. But that's a knife catch on a rainbow trend call. This is some choppy stuff to trade though, guys. You figured that'd look more like the Apple chart, but who knows? AT&T, downtrend. Beam, Bristol Squibb, Helix Energy Solutions, Snapple. What a run. $83 down to 23 cents. But it's starting to hit these pivots, so maybe Procter & Gamble, Home Depot. Thank you for the follow, because I'm just goofing off right now. You guys are hanging out for some reason. Hey, Trade Kings. Hey, gambling. You missed most of the stream if you just logging in. We hit it hard where I went all over my prepared content. Now we're just going chilling. Yeah, Yeti is absolutely dead. And you can see it like slowed down to get through those pivots, but now it's going to free fall down to these. GoPro, because I don't know about you. I think GoPro is going to have a really hard time long term. I mean, I use GoPros for shark fishing and stuff like that. It's like once they had the night vision stuff figured out, I have no inclination of buying a new one. eBay, ugh. That looks just god awful. Disney. Disney's messing with DeSantis right now, and they're going to be taking on extra costs because of it. We'll see if that hits, but you can see there's like a triple pivot here. So that catches my eyes for like the rainbow stuff. Like I don't trade Disney and stuff, so I don't know, but like that pivot block, I would be looking for it to reverse. And if it did, take profit here. And you would get a scalp from like 101 to 128. It's like a 25% trade. PayPal, Elon Musk, old baby's dying. Crypto taking over. Holy cow. Valero is on fire. And they've got like the worst feel too. Well, I take that back. So let me quick detour. I have an old Toyota Tundra, and it is very sensitive to ethanol. So if I get gas from Valero, it normally has a lot of ethanol in it, and I get awful miles per gallon. It likes Shell and like Exxon. On the flip side, I have a BRZ that's been tuned to run on E85, and it absolutely loves Valero E85 and hates E85 from HEB. So I can't really, when it's cold outside, I have to start the car like 3 times on E85 if I get it from HEB. But if I can get that Valero E85, that BRZ will start first time always on on that alcohol. 85. Speaking Oxy, this is another one. Oxy's gearing up to bring a bunch of production back online in the Gulf, so this thing's bullish. So this is like reaccumulation, and now it's going back up. So Oxy's a big one. It's formerly Anadarko, so like it's a big cross between the two. So they got a lot of assets in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm actually working on some of their equipment right now. Wingstop is dead. Delta Airlines is sideways. That's the other thing, like flights and stuff are really going to get destroyed. Bank of America, if prices of gas keep going up. US Steel. This is another one, guys. If you're not familiar, one of the biggest steel plants in the world is in Ukraine, and the Russians have it right now. So that's probably what that pump was. Because if they shoot that thing up or destroy it, it's going to really hurt steel in Europe and the rest of the world for a while. Southwest, American authorities. I do need to check Twitter. What is C? Zillow. Zillow. Fuck those guys. Twitter is still trading because it's not bought out yet. Isn't this cool? This is the whole Elon Musk drama, and I just want to point this out. So you see the color rotation, right? Whites to yellows, whites to yellows, whites to yellows, but then we finally start getting reds. That's the key that the bears have given up. And then the Elon Musk news dropped that he was just saying, F it, I'm buying it. And what's cool here is like that pivot held, right? That was really cool. And then there was a lot of contention here on that pivot. And then we got the sell indicator when it was finally done, even though the sell indicator on daily is really, really slow. And it came all the way back down, and it tagged their VWAP rainbow again, and now it's showing support. So it's just cool. It's like all this stuff that's like throwing this around, you can still see the barriers and the boundaries of the bulls and bears with the rainbow stuff. So, always cool. But with all of that being said, I am tapped out, guys. Thank you for logging in and watching and all the subscriptions and stuff. I think we hit my max number of viewers. If there's anything you guys want to see like in the long term from me, just what else to do or change the content up, just let me know. As always, you can find us at rainbow-trends.com. We have our Discord in there. The Discord's free and open, and you can come to chat with us, and we've got a bunch of OG traders in there. Go say hi, and we can talk whales and all that stuff. With that being said, I want to raid a stream as always, because sometimes we do this right, sometimes we don't. But I want to find, hopefully we can find some guys. Hey, we're at the top here, that's cool, 3rd row. But I want to find some small dude. That's in Spanish, I need some English. It's Saturday. Thanks again, guys. Hit me up on Twitter if you have any questions and stuff about Rainbow Theory or any of the indicators. If you're interested, stuff like that, just let me know. I answer every DM as long as it's not scam stuff. Man, this kind of stinks. There's like no... Well, that's just awesome looking. Oh, this is lame. Nah, anytime, Tom. That guy's got chill music and stuff all over the place. I don't think these guys are live.
In the description is to enter what you're going to get paid for. For this, let's just say it's a simple coffee.
There's really no one on stream today. Let me get the Spanish up.
Sí, sí, es verdad.
Porque si no te viene alguien
I hope you guys speak Spanish.
Sí, como que le estás estafando.
I speak
Vos me dijiste que ibas a dar un 20% anual, ¿dónde está?
Claro.
Y te demandan.
Terminás como en Corproto.
There, guys.
Sí, boludo, terminás como terminás pullback.
Y tengo una pregunta.
Dice, mira, Juan, ¿podés tirar tips para hacer eventos presenciales? Quiero armar algo en Córdoba.
Interesante.
Perdón que te interrumpí.
Sí.
Pero como me pareció interesante eso, porque dentro de Sendit vas a poder buquear artistas y vas a poder buquear influencers también.
Bien. Bien.
Entonces vos les pagás antes y ellos cuando terminan de hacer el evento, ahí se les libera el pago.
Acá le agradecemos a Ran el 100%